Hello, welcome to Black Angus Reviews. If you're new here, please sure to like, share, subscribe. Consider becoming a member. Appreciate the support. I didn't really expect to be making a video today. It's Sunday. I woke up like 2 in the afternoon, had a horrible headache. But I've seen this play out a bit today, and oh man, I think you Mangold just inspired some Indiana Jones growth for some channels for future content. I don't plan to be one of them, but I just think this was an interesting thing that happened today. So before we get into like the things that transpired, I think Mangold's going to get a really bad shake unfairly overall for this. And I'll tell you why. This comment here, he says, you do understand sometimes this attitude puts people like me in a terrible position. If we don't publicly renounce works made by friends and peers, then we are triggering your fears. But privately, we might be in agreement on many things. And he was talking about Indiana Jones 4, and it shouldn't have been made or how it was made, etc. And critiquing like peers in the industry, bad moves. I think that should assuage some fear and concern. Also, digging into, because it's kind of common knowledge in this fandom that Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who's being included in at least filming of Indy, if not part of like writing, what have you, producing that film, that there's this big fear of Me Too, feminist interjection in the film. And that kind of links back to her playing L337 with Solo, which was a bomb, and a lot of people point to that character as one of many reasons. I don't think so. I think it was just, even if it was meant to be serious, it's just an over-the-top cringe character. If anything, I think it might be self-aware of blue hair weirdos that talk like that in real life. But regardless, so Mangold somehow was linked to this tweet by Matt Kadish, who honestly, I've seen this avatar for years now on his Twitter, and it's the douchiest fucking thing. It's bad enough if someone like Judge Judy talks down to you like that, but seeing a dude with that kind of picture, it looks really soy. It looks like something Chuck Wendig or company would do. It's worse than like fake cutesy CalArts avatars tweeting SJW shit. It really is. So just that alone, I don't exactly blame Mangold for coming in hot. Apparently he was linked in a reply tweet to this, but Kadish said, to anyone thinking Indiana Jones 5 might be good, just let me point out Steven Spielberg is not directing, Kathleen Kennedy is producing, Harrison Ford is 78 years old, and it's written by Jonathan Kasdan, who wrote Solo. That has been debunked. First off, so Kasdan, I think Lawrence Kasdan is co-writing, or it helped with Mangold himself having penned the script. But, I mean, it's not really a neg or a pro. Kathleen Kennedy has got a great track record before running Lucasfilm herself, including Indiana Jones. I think she's produced the last 3 of the 4 total of Indiana Jones. Of course, Crystal Skull. It's a neg for most people, but it's Lucas long-term removed from that, so it doesn't really count. I think Spielberg is an advisor or a producer on this film with Mangold, so it's not complete just rejection. As far as I know, I don't follow Indiana Jones news a lot, but this whole thing, blew up because of this, because somehow Mangold got a hold of this. And he replied, "Thanks, Matt. Keep making the world a better place. Crapping on things in the first week of production from your basement." Boom! Right away. Echoes John Campea, cousin humping basement dwellers, man babies. We've seen this shit with Rian Johnson. So anything he says afterwards, you've now emotionally triggered this fan base, the side of fandom that is tired of the shit from Hollywood. And I think part is just, maybe should have always expected this attitude from Hollywood, but now Twitter's really, dropped the curtain between fans and people on productions that, think they're better than you in multiple ways. But then he goes on to say, never seen a script by John, nothing against them, just reality. Buttersworth and I started from a blank page. So, yeah, there you go. Totally new script, not from John Kasdan, the guy who wrote Solo. He's like, 1 through 3 are hugely talented and all at my side, which means Spielberg, Harrison, and Harrison Ford are with them. But he also says some cringe crap, if I can find it. Talking about calling out, like, ageism or some shit. It's just the wackiest thing. Because it's legitimately a concern. Harrison Ford hurt himself in his plane during shooting of Star Wars 7, Force Awakens, and delayed at least his part in that. And, you know, that's been one of the appeals of the series is, you know, for about a decade's worth of time, a very physically demanding role with Indiana Jones. I think he did his own stuff with Crystal Skull. I never dug into the behind the scenes, but it's a very physically demanding role. So to see almost 80-year-old guy trying to still do this shit, it's just, there's going to be a lot of CGI you should expect. And that was one of the problems with number 4. Yeah, this whole crap just devolved, and there's been good points afterwards by Mangold, and he's talking about having to, like, diffuse fake news about shit. And I do think there's a real merit to trying to diffuse criticism of shit that's not even been released, it's not even been completed its production. We don't really know anything about this film. And watching actually a Midnight's Edge video from a couple years ago about Phoebe Waller-Bridge's involvement with James Bond, I really think because of L3, her involvement's been way overblown. If you look at criticism of Bond, even in the Bond series, multiple times with, who's the 90s Bond? I can't remember his name, the squinty-eyed guy. Pierce Brosnan and Daniel Craig. There's been multiple references by Judi Dench's character that you're a sexist or you're a blunt instrument. There's these kind of negs on his character, overarching mystique in the films, and it only is going to get worse and worse going forward. So, I mean, they've been trying to work around the preset appeal of Bond for men while also adapting something for the future to make him more current friendly. He's a hard character to play with nowadays. But yeah, I think there's a lot of bad shakes going around. But it was really dumb for Mangold, regardless of whatever good points he's got, to come in insulting, insinuating like basement dwelling man babies, insulting, fucking average Joe YouTubers' studios, which is like in his kitchen or dining area. Just like, crass elitist shit remarks that there's not a lot of hype for this film, and there's a lot of bad feelings overall with Lucasfilm. Nothing really with Indiana Jones 5 because we haven't seen anything yet. But a lot of people love this franchise, and 4 already left a bad taste in their mouth from the creator and the guy who made it such a hit. So new people playing with this in a new era with Lucasfilm, not a good feeling overall. But it's kind of my take on this. I do think some of Mangold's replies and feedback, counter criticism is warranted. A lot of people won't give him credit for that. If you look at everything he's said today, I think there's a lot of good points. But yeah, how he started out the gate has been endemic of what we talk about with elitist Hollywood, and they really hate us fans. I think that's the thing to take away, that, will, unfortunately, he might get maybe not as big, but he'll get a Brie Larson treatment for at least a week in the YouTube sphere, and partially earned it. I'll definitely say he partially earned it. But I'm not gonna, fucking lie to you and act like this is a just totally unwarranted reaction on his part either. So yeah, that's my take on it. What did you think? Am I playing softball, or do you think I'm being fair with this kind of middle of the road take, or should I go harder? What am I missing? If so, let me know in the comments. I'll talk to you later.